perfectly good sense to me, and I think they're really going to be able to excel with that.
After watching the trailer, I remember thinking, and I know we're gonna get into a breakdown of the trailer in a minute, but one of the things that I thought about was it felt to me as that James Gunn was trying to respond to what fans have complained about every Superman iteration, whether from Christopher Reeves to the TV series to the current Man of Steel. I feel like he was trying to respond to and like pick and choose everything that worked from Christopher Reeve's Superman, everything that like the hope and the feel of it. Hey, Corn Sweat and Christopher Reeves are the tallest Superman we've ever had. They're both 6'4". They are the tallest. He's matched. So we got that Christopher Reeves height at least, right? Yeah. The epic fights from the Man of Steel. Like say what you want to say about Man of Steel or the Snyderverse, whether if you love it or hate it. Those fight scenes were awesome. So I have a feeling that James, because we've seen him do it with other properties like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think the action is coming. What made me smile was I was like, you know what, the common criticism of a modern day Superman was the making fun of the underwear thing, right? Like wearing the underwear outside the suit. We don't need that anymore. That's too. It's outdated. James Gunn is gonna make the underwear cool. Watch. It's gonna, because the second there was a scene in the trailer, and we're about to go over it now. I didn't care that outdated underwear was like he was a WWE 80s wrestler again. I didn't care. It was cool. He made it cool. I'm going to wear my underwear outside of my. So we'll get into why in a little bit. But guys, let us know what you guys think about this this article that came out in Variety, what James Gunn had to say about a more grounded Superman, what he plans to bring to the table with this DCU reboot. I'm excited about it, but let us know what you guys think about it. And like I always say, let's keep talking. And all right, let's move on to breaking down or getting the reaction for the Superman trailer. So I saw the trailer. Like I said, we saw the trailer, and I think I was at work when I saw it. I snuck around and I'm not even supposed to have my phone out, but I was like, fuck that, I'm watching this. I'm like, fuck this machine. I'm gonna watch this trailer. And one of the things that stood out to me was that the joke about how could people be fooled that Clark Kent isn't Superman, right? The same height, same muscle, bone structure, facial female, same build and everything. I know he hunches and all that, tries to make himself look smaller than he is, but come on, it's obvious. Those glasses aren't fooling anybody. But for some reason, I don't know if it's the slick hair versus the curly hair, maybe that worked, but for some reason, I could see people being fooled. I looked at the way he looked and the way he looked at Superman and as Clark. I'm like, those are two different people without the glasses. But that was the one thing that stood out on me. But overall, I loved this trailer. It felt like I was I got the same hopeful feeling and the excitement that I would get out of a Christopher Reeves movie. I felt like I was getting the same action. Like I said, he's picking what works from all the other movies, and he's bringing his James Gunniness into it. I felt like there's going to be plenty of action. When that kaiju showed up, I was like, oh, that's a very James Gunn thing. Like what was it, Starro? I was like, of course that kaiju is in there, right? But I was like, I feel like he's gonna answer a lot of critics that have criticized past versions of Superman. I feel like he's gonna. It feels like for the first time in a long time that comic book is going to come to light. Like somebody sprinkle, like Merlin put a magic spell over a Superman comic book and brought it to life. And I feel like that's the feeling that we got. And I loved it. What did you think overall?
A couple of scenes that really stuck out to me. Mm-hmm. The scene where I guess he was Clark Kent and he's like, and you could tell he's probably in the Daily Planet. He's at his little desk or whatever, working. And you see where you talked about that stark difference between Clark Kent and Superman. Mm-hmm. You see real quick in that shortcut scene, you see some mannerisms, some body posture, some movement. And all of those little moments of him seeming very anxious and nerdy felt very real. felt very normal, approachable, and felt like they lived in that character.
Right.
So I think this guy's really going to nail the differences in, just the body posture, the tics, all of the confidence of Superman versus, the insecurities and stuff of Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And I think we're really going to get to see a lot of that. The couple of short glimpses that we got to see of Lex, I'm excited about that as well. That I like that actor. I think he does a really good job. And I think
Holt, right? Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah.
And I think for him to play a psychotic genius like Lex, I think will be an interesting role for him to play. And I think it will definitely be able to bring in some of those darker moments that are going to be needed to to kind of balance out the film with some of the lightheartedness of some of the characters and some of the action and stuff. So I'm super excited about that. And I think, there again with James Gunn, he knows how to connect with his audience.
Yeah. And
I think his vision to get the correct nostalgic feel of this comic book world, I think he's very successful at portraying that in a successful way, in an intelligent way that will resonate with the audience. And I think he'll be able to do really well with it.
Yeah.
There's some of the characters that I don't know a whole lot of background with, but one of the ones that I know is going to really blow people away, Crypto.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
When Crypto shows up on screen, especially for the licensing and marketing guys, that just says dollar signs.
Yeah, he's gonna be this movie's baby Yoda. I'm telling you, it's gonna clean up in Walmart. And they're gonna love it.
Yes, you're gonna see crypto licensing and crypto stuff everywhere. If they don't have a stuffed crypto for a popcorn bucket, I don't know what they think they're gonna do. But
and before we break down the trailer real fast, just speaking on crypto real fast, what the difference between the animated movie that just came out with The Rock doing the voice of Crypto, was like there was a Crypto the dog animated movie, and that was a funny movie. Who was it? Was Kevin Hart one of the voices of one of the dogs as well? But I believe The Rock was the voice of Crypto, if not, or was he the voice of Superman? I can't remember. But the Crypto was that it was the typical big tough looking dog like the very big dog, but in this direction he went cute and fuzzy. And I don't think it was because he is the studio. I don't think it was because the studio was like, we need to have a gimmick to sell, like you said, sell. I think he wanted it because why not? I'm like why does Crypto have to be why can't he be like an approachable looking, lovable dog? I would still love, because I believe Crypto is known for being a menace. Like since he's a dog, he's sometimes more trouble than he is helpful. But then in the end, he wins over the people. The people hate him at first, but then he wins them over. But I'm hoping we get that. It's like I hope that Crypto makes a couple of missteps, causes some damage, and pisses maybe that's why that guy was so pissed off. Keep your dog under control or something like that. Right? Yeah, but throwing
the beer can in.
I think maybe that was the situation. But okay, but let's get into the breakdown of the trailer, because we can go on how we felt. We loved it. I loved that trailer, and I can't wait till this movie comes out. But let's break the trailer down real quick. So this is the official Superman breakdown, trailer breakdown for Talking Through the Media. So okay, let me switch the camera here. All right, starting off with right off the bat, right in that snow, Superman getting his butt whipped. It looks like. I don't know. I didn't know what to think when I first saw it. I was like, I didn't expect it, because usually these trailers start off with that soft music, and you see a light shine in the distance and everything, and stuff like a little kid maybe realizing that he's stronger than his parents and doesn't have to be grounded anymore, or something like that, right? Like something funny happens in school or something. But no, starts off, no, Superman just got his ass kicked right off the bat. Like, what the hell? He's in trouble. And I was like, whoa, like what is? I was like, that blew my mind. I'm like, because we don't see it often, and it's in there, and these movies are criticized. I mean, Superman's too godlike. What really can hurt him, and it's not really like you said, like approachable, believable, and whatnot. I think James Gunn is going to go that route. No, okay, I'm only going to introduce things that can really be a threat to Superman. And if they're a threat to Superman, they are a huge threat to the planet. Like this scene opening up. What do you think about it?
I think we saw a lot of the Man of Steel, the Cavill stuff where he seemed very just invulnerable and very kind of over the top. I think giving him a little bit more in sense of a word, humanity, I think will resonate a little bit better with the audience. In this clip, you see it looks like he's coming from orbit.
No, you think?
Yeah, from the
like he landed just from space.
Or it didn't look like he landed. It looked like he got. Looked like something like
something landed him.
Waylaid him, and he in turn went through the atmosphere and face planted on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, it automatically does. It's smart for an opening scene because it's going to give you that. That carrying moment of like, oh, he's hurt, an intensity, and a little bit of a shock and awe there from a first scene of seeing, oh, what, Superman's hurt.
Yeah, what could have done this? What the hell did he go? He had
the purposeful showing of a little bit of blood.
Yeah,
on that is definitely impactful.
Something that's very rare in a Superman movie. Blood. Yes. So that was a shock for the shock. He got our attention, yeah. And then it instantly cut to Clark Kent, which brought up and I know we're going to get into the rumors part of the show a little bit in a minute, but it brought up a theory that what if this movie plays the way this kind of like this trailer played, where it's like it's not really in what's the word, sequence, like there's going to be constant flashbacks and like or it's in the timeline will be out of order kind of a thing for the most part or whatnot. It's constant conversations that lead into flashbacks of what this conversation really is about, kind of a thing. Like what do you think that it's possible that like the way this trailer jarred us out, Superman being hurt, to instantly we cut to him I'm assuming him thinking about how the day began or something like that. Like, will you think the movie will play like that? I forgot the word that it was used, but
you can definitely see in the trailer what does look like some time skippage.
Yeah.
So you see him where he looks a little bit younger, and you see some scenes where he looks a little bit older. Yeah. I do believe we are going to see some time skippage. And the image you see on screen there, one of the things I did want to touch on. Mm-hmm. This guy, I mean, Cavill's got a huge audience. He's definitely a lot of eye candy for the ladies.
Yeah, especially when he built that computer. Yeah.
And this guy, I think, has a very almost like Brandon Routh.
Yeah.
When he did Superman, he's just got that look. More like almost like the Christopher Reeve look. Where he just.
That Boy Scout. I'm having a swell day, Lois. Like kind of a
yes. And I think when you look at this guy, he's really doing really well with that. In a way,
of reminds me of how Tobey Maguire nailed that 1970s version, 60s version of Spider-Man, kind of a thing.
Yeah, and or Cavill has more of that chiseled look and that big jaw. This guy is still has some of those attributes, but he feels a little bit more. More down to earth,
like you said, approachable. Yeah,
approachable and a little bit more down to earth.
Yeah, he and this is him heading. He's heading to work. He's cutting through the traffic and getting to the Daily Planet. Obviously, maybe he's late. Maybe he just got through saving the day somewhere else, right? But then it comes back. So it's making me wonder. Like, okay, so is this the marketing just like maybe this scene, maybe it just plays out where he crashes and he just, he calls the dog and he just all plays out. But according to the trailer is making me think, now he's thinking about his life. Like hey, my name is Clark and my life is kind of crazy. kind of a thing. Like I'm wondering, is that how it's going to play out? Like, how did we get here? Well, first I started the day off, just going to work. Next thing you know, I'm fighting a kaiju monster or something like that. But I don't know. But then the moment comes when he it zooms in, it pans in a little closer. Then we have this shot right here of the Daily Planet, and I'm wondering what type of Daily Planet we're going to get. I mean, is it going to be like modern? Are we still using newspapers? Is it more of a digital outlet now to reflect modern, world? Or is it going to be old school newspapers and whatnot? I'm looking at the scene. I'm like, what was going on behind? Obviously, James Gunn wasn't revealing much, but there's something happening on those screens. And I'm thinking that it has something to do with the overall plot of what the movie and what we saw a little bit in this trailer. But just the shot right here of the workplace of the Daily Planet, I thought I liked it. It feels like the Daily Planet. I don't know what I mean by that. I'm like, it feels like what the Daily Planet probably should look like. I love the Christopher Reeves one. I love the one where all the desks were very close together and everybody was working their asses off, and and that felt like an office space. That felt legit. But this feels like a Metropolis, because Metropolis is supposed to be like a very modern, futuristic type of city, of a version of like a New York. And this feels like what a Metropolis. I don't know. It's just setting the tone of what we're going to get with this Metropolis. I don't know if that makes sense, but I like this shot overall. But moving on real fast. I don't know if you have anything to add about.
I do like that. Well, just to ask, do you remember anything about what the inside of the Daily Planet looked at from the Men of Steel movies?
I remember that it felt grittier, like it was like a dying paper. I don't know why. Maybe it was just the lighting. I don't know what it was, but Perry White, being all grumpy about Lois not going over budget was kind of funny to me. The one thing I loved about Snyder's Daily Planet was Perry White. He was what I loved about the Daily Planet. The epic line of, breaking news, water wet, like that. Like he was great. I had no real feel. Just like with Brandon Routh's Superman, I didn't feel anything about that version of Metropolis or the Daily Planet. I felt it with Christopher Reeves. I felt it with Perry White in Man of Steel, but overall, I didn't feel. I don't know. There's some TV show versions where I loved the dynamic in the office with the Daily Planet.
Yeah, just these couple of seconds of footage here that Gunn has put in. He's so wise with what he does with some of his screen work. He's using this opportunity to really bring you into the correct feel and atmosphere of the Daily Planet. I really enjoy the way he's done that, nice, subtly, cleanly, and it's just those couple of seconds just really, make you feel at home in that world.
That is a very successful and thriving new outlet right there. That you can tell that they're the number one paper right now. You can see tell
it. There's a lot of hustle and bustle in there. They are, it's organized chaos, and everybody is super busy. Yeah, and he
runs a tight ship. That Perry still runs a tight ship. You can see it, and then it leads into the first shot of our Lois Lane. I'm forgetting her name right now, but from the marvelous Miss Maisel, and I love her. I've seen her she was great in the Netflix series House of Cards. She was awesome in the marvelous Miss Maisel, and I was happy when she was picked. Like you said, like that shot right there, like what you just said about the hustle. I can see it in her eyes. Like she's like she's on it. Like I don't know. I feel like just from this trailer alone, I feel like I can feel the hustle and bustle from the Daily Planet right here.
Yeah, and she was always meant to be a go-getter and a alpha female, where she was used to doing what she wanted to do, because
that's Lois.
That's Lois.
That's Lois. Yeah. So yeah, the look of the office space, the look of Lois, it looks good right there. I've got some arrows in this one. We got our first shot of Jimmy right there to the right. We got what's going on. Like I said, I'm curious what I feel like what's being shown on these screens is going to be very crucial with what's going to happen throughout this movie. But yeah, we've got another angle of the Daily Planet. And there's that visual right there, what you just said about how Corn Sweat, how he portrays himself as Clark. You know, he's still, like I say, he's hunched over. He's very he's got the mannerisms down. He's doing, and to me, feel like he's gonna crush it.
Yep. And you never got that from the Man of Steel. Cavill didn't really.
He was too cool.
You didn't have those moments, where he really showed off the nerdy, the posture and stuff. 'Cause that guy doesn't know how to slouch.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, Henry Cavill is more nerdy than his Clark Kent. It was weird. It was like, it's funny. Like, it was funny. He was able to do it in real life, be a geek and be a nerd. But for some reason, Snyder had him. It was almost reminded me of Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man. He was more of a cool skateboarding version of him. He's still smart, still can do everything else, but he was more hip. It was more hip. What was the next one? Next scene that came up. Then we get a shot of Pa Kent, and I have a theory about this, about why we see Pa Kent but we don't see Ma. What if they flipped it? What if she dies? Martha dies first. Hey, it'll get rid of that whole, why did you say that name?
That would be nice. That would be a funny jab, actually. Yeah. A little funny little inside jab. I like that.
But I'm wondering, I'm like, we because we all know, because Spider-Man, like, going back to Spider-Man, they did it. For the last Spider-Man movie, they had Aunt May be the one to say, with great power comes great responsibility, and it fit, because we never got Uncle Ben, we never got him in that. So what if we never see Martha? What if we're only focused on, and I'll pull up the cast a little bit later, but the actor that they got, I've been happy with every Pa Kent that we've had on screen, but I'm really excited that we got an actor that comes off as just I buy this guy being from Kansas. I mean, the Man of Steel. What's his name from Kevin Costner? That was it. I bought him because for Yellowstone, you buy him as a farmer, but he's still Kevin Costner. You can see the dude's got movie star looks. Yeah. The actor that they got now, it feels like they got a guy who, I'm telling you, this guy volunteers at the church and all that. So I can see it. I can see they got a regular dude.
Those moments, that actor that automatically gives you that feel of like this feels like my grandfather.
Yeah.
My uncle. Yeah. This is the guy that you can associate with, and this is the guy that you automatically feel that connection with.
Exactly.
Agreed.
I feel I'm really curious what they're gonna do. Then we go back. Again, it's we're back to that in the snow. We got a little closer look at crypto. You were right. Look, that's a plush toy. That's money right there. Look how cute that dog is.
Hashtag cryptocurrency.
Crypto. There you go. For all you Wall Street bros out there, this is gonna break the bank. This is currency right there. You're right. That dog is adorable. I don't need crypto to be, because he's already infused with all that Kryptonian power. He's already that. He doesn't need to be a German Shepherd looking type of a dog. For him to be that cute and that adorable, and probably can the way he drags Superman's ass out of there. And I got a question for you. What do you think when he said? Because he said home. He says in that very next moment, he hands his cape over and he says, "Home, take me home."
Take me home.
What do you think he's going to take him? What's your theory? There's people wondering what does he mean? What is? I think what is home? You've got in this moment 3 potential options. What do you think?
Depending on where they go with it.
Guess it depends on how hurt he is, right?
If he keeps, if he's trying to keep crypto manageable and keeps him in the Fortress of Solitude, that's where he's going to take him. If crypto stays home with Pa Kent,
right,
and that's where he kind of keeps crypto out of the main public eye, that's where he's going to take him.
Yeah.
Third option is if he's living with crypto in his apartment in Metropolis.
That'll be funny.
And
how are you going to get him in there?
He just through the wall, through the window. Doesn't matter,
right? That would be hilarious. Like what? Like he meant. Like I'm assuming it's going to depend on how hurt he is. If he's dying, he's got to go to the Fortress of Solitude. He's got to go there.
Yeah.
But if he takes him home, and that was why we saw that scene where he's hanging with Pa Kent. Maybe he meant the Fortress of Solitude, but he's like, oh no, well we're here now, so I guess
I mean,
I'll go to Kansas.
There's those the potential really funny nods that they could be dropping in there for Crypto of him terrorizing Clark's apartment.
Yeah.
Crypto, you ate the wall again.
What would that pet deposit look like?
Yeah,
that's. I mean, that's my realtor brain kicking in. Right there.
I think they've got to throw that scene in there. They've got to at least throw something of that scene in there where he's like gets separation anxiety and throws a couch through the wall, or
oh geez,
there's got to be something like that, man. You got to put that in there.
And then that look at that old school TV looking at the camera thing. Crypto, that would be fun. That would be hilarious though. But a little, what's they call? It'd be a little meta. That's what they would call that. Mm-hmm. Then we get into my favorite shot of this trailer: the kaiju stomping on the background. Those air tanks. Those things would have exploded like right on impact. Obviously, the visual of it was awesome, but those things wouldn't realize. I think those things would have exploded like something like that hitting them. But this moment was the moment where I was like, oh no, James is bringing the action, because from that it went straight to this.
Yes.
What did you think about this scene?
Shot very visually dynamic, and I love the camera angles that he's choosing.
The stretched out leg.
Yeah. The posture, that pose. Yeah, I think great choice of
somebody joked that he broke her neck.
Ruthless.
I love the pose.
I love that. I love that. That scene right there was a great choice of hooks to set in a trailer. Where that scene alone is gonna set a lot of deep hooks and reel in a lot of customers to pay for their tickets right there.
Yeah, that was the shot I was talking about, where I said that oh no, he's bringing the action. James Gunn is bringing it. And those awesome last minute saves and things like that. I feel like that was the shot that made me go, oh no, this is gonna be good. I can feel it. Then it cuts again. We got a little first glimpse of Lex Luthor. He sees Superman fly by. Maybe that was a nod to an old Superman property that was never made. It was going to be a movie called Superman Flyby. I forgot who was going to direct that. And because we see Superman fly by Lex, instantly pisses him off. Like this guy, he's supposed to be the man of tomorrow, right? But this damn alien, taking all the credit and whatnot. But I like Lex because he's, he fights for the ball guys. He's of Holt of is it Nicholas? Is it Nicholas Holt? I think this is his name. And
I think right.
Yeah. What do you think? You said you were talking about him.
Yeah, I do like that actor, and I think he's definitely got the range to play this. Mm-hmm. And you always want to. I love a good villain. You always love a complicated villain that that always has good points and has like, man, he actually, you can sympathize with some of his thoughts, mm-hmm. But at the same time, you're like, oh yeah, but he's definitely a bad guy. And you're like, oh man, he's so evil, but sometimes he makes good points. That's what will really sell a good villain. And I think this guy's really gonna knock that out of the park. I'm anxious to see how much, how much action he gets and how much chaos he can bring to the film.
Yeah. Let's see, what was the next scene that came up after that? Then there was a wide shot right there of LexCorp, and it led into the scene of him holding. This is what made me think: is there going to be a series of flashbacks and things like that? Because we're obviously that's not the same moment where because he's wearing a different suit. He's got this gun, but I think these two scenes are happening. Like the LexCorp thing, I think that flyby moment is what was happening in that scene. But I think these other two scenes that we're seeing with the revolver and the moment where Superman was trapped into a place and he punched his way out, I think that's a flashback to something. So maybe maybe this is a moment where Lex is remembering why he hates Superman. He had him trapped. Maybe he was going to test him out with a Kryptonian bullet or something, and Superman got pissed, punched his way out, and made him, look stupid or something like that. I don't know. Maybe this was the moment where he made Lex lose his hair or something like that. That's an old school villain origin story for Superman. He had a luscious long hair, and then Superman caused him to go bald, and you're like, that damn alien, But maybe not. Maybe I don't know. But I get a feeling that this is a flashback moment right here.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I definitely get the feeling that either we're going to see a lot of time skips, or this movie is going to cover, this is going to cover 20 years worth of storyline. Picked in those small bite-sized chunks, for everyone. And I think if someone can tie that in a way that you don't get disconnected and make sense, I believe it's gone.
Yeah. Agreed. Close off some of these windows here. It's gonna slows everything up. Let's see, what was the next one here? Next scene goes up real quick. We go into the little kid, because it was the trailer was going into the whole thing where people were whispering and saying Superman, the chant Superman. That was going on. That thing was happening. Another theory was that one of the reasons why maybe the people were upset with Superman was because maybe Lex Luthor or somebody did one of those things where, you cause chaos in two different places on the earth at the same time, because Superman, he's fast, but he can't be in two places at once. So maybe while, when it feels like in this scene, maybe this is a situation where these are refugees, maybe where these people are being invaded, these countries, maybe there's a war going on. Maybe America's not supposed to get involved, and maybe it's political. Who knows what's going on here? And this kid calls Superman, and Superman decides to go. But maybe that was the moment where Lex was like, or whoever it was, decided now it's time to release that monster, because Superman's distracted over here, and I don't care how fast he is, that monster can knock down a few buildings real quick. It's like, and maybe that's why that guy was pissed. It's like, you were over there, and I think they said the name of it in the trailer, Borovis, the country of, it's probably a made up DC country, but you could have been saving us. You could have been saving Americans.
that has been a recurring theme, of seeing people get mad at Superman because they didn't save their loved one. Yeah, but you saved theirs. Yeah. Why didn't you save mine? And it's easy for them to place that blame, and it makes sense as a human to believe that someone would find a way to focus their anger and hate in that way mistakenly.
Mm-hmm.
But it still makes sense. In this moment, I do think that, you get to see that hope moment, and that looks like another save. And, some of the stuff that truly embodies the feeling of Superman. I believe that's what scenes like this are meant to achieve.
Yep. 100%. Exactly what we were talking about earlier. And then this guy right here, looks like he's mad that Superman wasn't making America great again or something like that. It was like, he's really upset. That's why he's throwing that, what is that? Like a can of soup? Like, what is it?
Spam.
Something like that, right? But look at the faces, though. Look at it. It looks like the people are booing. Like the little girl at the bottom right. Boo, boo. It really looks like whatever they're pissed off about.
Yeah.
They are pissed.
Yeah. You definitely get to feel that, someone has portrayed him in a bad light. And the public is now latching onto that. I do think in the scene, though, when you look at him, he looks, older, haggard. You see, even the suit looks a little different here.
And I was about to bring that up because it's not shown until later on in the trailer, and I do have the clip. But I noticed that the suit was charred. It was burnt. And there is a scene later on. We'll get to it in a second. That's why I'm saying this trailer is obviously out of order, but. I feel like it had to have been after he fought that kaiju, because it was fire breathing, and there is a very fast. There's a scene where he's going through fire a lot. So I'm thinking, and I'll pinpoint it, and I'll bring this back afterwards. But we're about to get to it too. But right after this moment, it looks like he's walking into this building. You see the police have to keep the people back because they are pissed off, and you can see that they're in the background. I believe the other arrow pointing right there, that they're still surrounding the building, mad for whatever reason. He's going into this building to, I guess, get some get some time. He looks like he's upset. Maybe he's disappointed with himself. He let the people down for whatever reason that they're upset with him for. It looks like he obviously is beating himself up as well. And this was the scene that leads into the first, and it shows is it Stag Industries? That's supposed to be. I don't know much about the Superman comic books, but I've heard other people talk about it. That Stag is the person who created a villain what's the character's name? Metamorpho, a scientist who I guess creates characters or other heroes or villains that I guess face off with Superman. But obviously that's an Easter egg for the people who know a little bit more of the lore, the comic books more than me. But that's the people are saying that's why that shot was purposely, that Stag Industries was purposely.
Great product placement right there.
Yeah. And but then we get the first look at Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, one of the Green Lantern, and we also see Hawkgirl, and we see this is the first time we see Mr. Terrific. And my question to you is this, because in this moment, what he's doing in the trailer is he's putting tint up onto the window so the people that are outside, booing, can't look in. I'm assuming, but look at that look on his face. Does that look like frustration of the people giving Superman a hard time, or does that look like he wants privacy because he wants to yell at Superman himself?
And that could go either way. I mean, look at the expression, though. You can definitely tell he's
pissed.
His patience with the people out there is not his prime concern.
Right. Like he wants to have a word.
Yeah. And you can also see how fast he's moving up until that moment. He's taking 3 or 4 very fast steps before he does that.
Yeah.
So it definitely, adds to his aggravated state.
Yeah. And
that the haircut though is quite hilarious.
Yeah, and comic book accurate. So people are all like giving him a hard time about it, but like detractors, make up your mind. We don't want to take away from the source material. That haircut sucks.
Costuming, I think, is going to be really good on this too.
Yeah,
you look at like the jacket style is comic book
accurate. Yeah,
that kind of makes me happy that they're still giving that comic book feel.
It's a comic book brought to life.
Enough of a deviation to make it look, a little bit more modernized. But they still, keeping it true to the source material makes me happy.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. And then the scene cuts again. We go. It looks like we're back in the Fortress of Solitude here in this moment, and people are talking about him crying over this robot. Like, what's going on? For all we know, this robot has probably been in the fortress with him, training him since day one. It could have been a robot that was brought with him from Krypton. It could have partially raised him with Ma and Pa Kent, for all we know. That robot, it could be a last connection that he has with Krypton, and seeing it destroyed is probably an emotional thing. We don't know what's going on, or it could just be his favorite robot that he built when he was, when he was 10 years old. Who knows? But
there was what was the one of the villains?
The one with the kryptonite in his chest, that robot. Oh no, I don't think that's him. That can't be him. I don't think so. I mean, this is the Fortress of Solitude, and what was that? Was it Metallo? Was that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, Metallo. Yeah, right. No, I don't get a Metallo vibe from this. This seems like a guard. I don't know. But no, who knows? I didn't see anything in casting as far as Metallo. There was Metamorpho, but no Metallo. And then moving on, the scene cuts into a big, wide, beautiful shot of the young lady that's playing Hawkgirl. I'm assuming coming down to help with that monster in the city.
Yeah, the kaiju.
Yeah, the kaiju. Maybe Green Lantern and Hawkgirl weren't getting the job done fast enough, and maybe that's why Superman had to step in. And maybe that's why Nathan was pissed. Like, I had it. Like, what do you think?
You trooped on my save.
Yeah, you always come in and steal my thunder right here. But there's the shot right there, and I had the arrow pointed to it because
I think a lot of cosplayers are going to be very happy that they get to see some Hawkgirl.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But this kaiju right here, blowing fire right there on Superman, and obviously that's why his cape was all messed up. That has to be it.
Sense.
That has to be the moment. Because let me show you, because it leads into, it cuts to this scene right here. And I know that Superman in there. He's getting burnt to a crisp. And there's another callback to it a little bit later after that. But immediately after this shot, we get a picture of the actor that's playing that character. Is it Metamorpho? He can, I believe, is it Metamorpho? Is his name? And he any element, any liquid gas and all that, he can create anything with using like chemistry or whatnot. His whole body is like a giant chemistry set or something like that. Like he can create kryptonite if he wants. If he knows the elements that it takes, he can create any oxygen, helium, anything. And
I think he's definitely a good a MacGuffin, right, to put in.
Yeah,
because he's got a lot of versatility to fill.
Yeah,
any need or any slot that you need him to present on film. So
Exactly.
Wise decision, and I think it's going to give a lot of fan service to a lot of these characters as well.
100%.
I wonder who they.
I'll pull up the cast in a minute. We're almost there. But it's an actor that it's been in the DC world for a while. He was the bald man who he was an actor who lost his hair because of a disease. He was in the Gotham TV series. He was in he's been in a lot of things. I'll show you if you've seen Gotham, the TV series, you'll recognize him when you see him. That then it goes into the shot where Superman is fighting this other superpowered person. People believe that's is it Ultraman? I think is that because he has the U on his chest. If that's the name of it, I believe that's who that could be there. And I had other pics from there as well. But this is where it ends off. The trailer ends with a shot of Mr. Terrific. It looks like he's protecting some woman in this little force field, and these guys are just shooting at him. I don't know what country that would be. I don't know if this is like supposed to be Arizona. Maybe this is Afghanistan. I don't know. This is somewhere, but that's pretty much close to where the trailer kind of ends off at, and then it really ends where it shows Superman and Lois kissing, embracing that released image of Superman like putting his boot on and that thing, whatever was happening in the background and whatnot. That seems to be it's in the movie. 100%. That shot is in the movie. I was like, that weird thing that was in the background, whatever was happening out there was happening. I was like, that's interesting. So
that's another humanizing moment, showing him putting on a boot.
Yeah,
that's something where it grounds the character.
Yeah, instead of spinning into a tornado and magically.
Good use of a scene. It's like he puts on the first thing pops in your head is he puts on his boot just like I do.
Yeah, puts his pants. Yeah, he puts his underwear outside of his pants one leg at a time, like all of us do, right? But yeah, that's that I like I said, I love this trailer. I had a blast with it. Guys, let us know what you guys think about the Superman. Welcome back, and we'll see you next time. Thank you guys for watching our video. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you can support our show by becoming a member or a patron. So click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you'll never miss out on when we go live or post new content. Let's stay connected, grow this community together. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep talking.